I flew with Peter in Disneyland from 2014 to 2021. And yes, I had many interactions with Tony. So as you could see in the video, Tony's behavior did make me feel a little awkward and uncomfortable, but at no point did it cross any boundaries of what a character interaction should look like at Disneyland.
But you look at my face all the time. I know you stare at me. Because we're best friends, but we're not going to be anything more than that, so don't get any ideas.
Will you go to homecoming with me?
To homecoming?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What is homecoming? You're coming home to something, so I would be going home with you. Where's your home?
Right, on my school we have a dance.
You get a dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Similar to Peter Pan, I was also a roaming character. Peter Pan Girl was definitely not the first, and probably won't be the last. You are in costume, walking around, doing your job, making magic for everyone, ages young and old, because everyone can enjoy a character. You notice that you are being filmed. Then you notice that this person or group of people is not only filming you for a quick 30-second interaction, they are filming you for the whole duration of the time you are out there. They are following you. Sometimes aren't even saying anything. They are just following you.
That first clip, that's a former Peter Pan admitting Tony made him uncomfortable. And in the very same breath, he defends her and says she did nothing wrong. That's how confusing this whole thing has gotten. If you saw my last video on the Peter Pan girl, you know the story. A woman who has visited Disneyland every single week for 10 years to see one character. Well, since that video, this thing has completely exploded. It's gone from a wet, viral clip to one of the biggest talking points on the internet. Real Disney actors have come forward, some defending her, some admitting she made them uncomfortable, sometimes both at once. Tony herself has quietly responded. She's now getting actual threats. And a wave of fake AI stories has confused the whole thing so badly that half of what people think they know is just made up. So today we're going through all of it, and by the end you'll see this was never really just about one woman and a guy in a green costume.
Peter,
What do you want?
a picture with you?
Why?
First, Tony herself. She hasn't made a big statement or a sit-down apology. What she's done instead is quietly repost a bunch of videos defending her, and on social media when you repost something, you're basically saying you agree with it. So by sharing all these think pieces that defend her and shut down the criticism, Tony is telling us how she sees this. She doesn't think she did anything wrong, and she's probably gonna keep doing exactly what she's been doing. One of the reposts had a line in it that's worth pointing at, and that's actually a hint at something bigger, which we'll get to at the end. Because Tony is not the first person to be obsessed with Peter Pan like this. Not even close. But the biggest new thing is that the actual actors started talking. And the main one is a guy named Dylan, who played Peter Pan at Disneyland from 2014 to 2021, right through Tony's peak years.
I flew with Peter in Disneyland from 2014 to 2021, and yes, I had many interactions with Tony. So
this is someone who actually lived it, and his take is complicated. On one hand, he defends her hard.
Be enthusiastic of review the character, more so than most, but it never crossed the boundary of trying to get to know the performer. And so we need to end the discourse and the harassment and the online toxicity that is being aimed at her. She's doing nothing wrong. She's acting within all the guidelines that what if yes should do at Disneyland. It's a little extra and a little more than most, but she's within her right to do so.
So his whole point is that she stayed within Disney's rules and never tried to find out who he really was outside the costume. Fair enough. But here's the thing everyone focused on. In the middle of defending her, he admitted she made him uncomfortable. He literally said her behavior made him feel awkward and that she went further than most guests do. And that's the part that matters. You can say someone technically followed the rules and still say their behavior wasn't okay. Being within Disney's guidelines and making the actor uncomfortable are not the same thing. So even her biggest defender ended up proving the point of everyone criticizing her. Dylan also tried to shut down one of the main criticisms, the idea that Peter Pan is trapped and forced to talk to her. He said that's not true, that Peter can walk away whenever he wants.
Peter Pan has the option to exit stage at any time. He can go backstage, he can get a handler. There are so many options that Peter Pan has if he is uncomfortable. The fact that he is leading her around the park should tell you that he is actually engaged in these interactions and participating in them willingly.
And okay, technically true. But everyone pointed out the obvious hole in that. Sure, he can leave in theory, but he can't break character, he can't be rude, and he can't just abandon a guest without it potentially getting back to management. Saying he could walk away ignores that his job depends on him not doing that. The option existing on paper doesn't mean it's easy to use in the moment. And this is where it gets harder to defend, because it's not just that she shows up a lot. It's what she said. Because in her own post, Toni has straight up said she's in love with him. One video had a caption that said it plainly: "I'm in love with this green bean." Green bean is her nickname for Peter Pan, and that wasn't a one-off. There are multiple posts with romantic songs playing over them, captions about being reunited with her favorite green bean after months apart, the whole thing framed like a love story. And these are grown adult posts about a character written as a young boy, played by an actor doing a job. That's the part the defenders keep skipping. It's not the visits, it's the fact that she's publicly announced she's in love with him over and over for years. That's what pushes it from a quirky superfan into something a lot of people find uncomfortable. Now, to be fair to Toni, a huge amount of what's going around about her right now is just flat out lies. And this part is important because AI accounts have used this story to chase clicks, and they've made up a pile of fake stuff. Let me clear the big ones up right now. The story that she hid an Apple AirTag in one of her gifts to track the actor? Fake. Made up. The news story that she got banned from Disneyland for 2 weeks? Fake. The claim she spent over $2 million in the parks? Made up. The claim that she's autistic, which people throw around both to attack and to defend her. There's no evidence for that at all, and she's never said it.
Let me clear something up. The Apple AirTag and gift, AI slop. The pretend news account saying she's been banned for 2 weeks, AI slop. Media literacy is at an all-time low, and if you believed any of that, you're a moron.
And this matters, because when people spread lies to make her look worse, it actually makes the honest criticism look weaker too. You don't need to invent an AirTag story. The real stuff, the "I'm in love with you" posts, is enough of a conversation on its own. The lies just make the whole conversation messier. A friend of Toni's also came out to defend her and made one point that's genuinely fair. She said that across 2 accounts and 10 years, Toni has posted fewer than 978 videos, which works out to less than 2 a week, and not even all of them are about Peter Pan.
Probably saying, but she's been stalking and harassing this guy for 10 years. And while it's true that she has been visiting Peter Pan, the character, not one specific actor, over the course of 10 years, this girl has posted 978 videos across 2 social media accounts. And let's just assume that none of them are doubles, which most of them are. That's still less than 2 videos a week, and not all of them are even with Peter Pan.
And that's a reasonable counter to the word stalker. She's not sitting outside one man's house. She goes to a public theme park and meets whoever is playing the role that day. But the friend also said something that made people laugh, that the people scrolling through 10 years of Toni's videos to hate on her have probably spent more time watching Toni lately than Toni has spent with Peter Pan, which honestly is a fair hit. And there's one clip going around that people really need to stop using against her. There's a video of Toni leaning in to try and kiss Peter Pan, and people have been passing it around as proof she's a creep. 2 big problems with that. First, she was a minor in that video, so anyone spreading it to attack her is spreading a video of a child to bully her, which is gross. And second, it's literally a scene from the movie. In the actual Peter Pan film, Wendy leans in to kiss Peter. She was reenacting a famous scene and the actor played along. That's exactly why I didn't use that clip in my first video. It's not the gotcha people think it is, and using it just proves they haven't even watched what they're angry about. But then more former performers came forward, and their stories are the real reason this conversation matters. Because it turns out this is way bigger than Tony. First, a performer named KG.
Hi, I'm KG, and I performed at Disney World for almost a decade, and all I could do is speak on my personal experience.
KG talked about a male guest who got banned for inappropriate behavior and was then allowed back into the parks, only permitted to interact in a room with a manager watching. So even a guy who got banned came back. That tells you how little protection these performers actually get. Then came the most detailed one, a former Evil Queen actress who worked 8 years at Disneyland.
Let's talk Peter Pan Girl and what it's really like working as a Disneyland face character. I was good friends with the Evil Queen for about 8 years, working in Fantasyland. Similar to Peter Pan, I was also a roaming character. The characters that you see walking around, not really making lines, no set location. I've seen the videos. Honestly, it is not the first I have seen.
And she explained something that changes how you see all these videos.
Peter Pan Girl was definitely not the first, and probably won't be the last. I feel like it just so happens to be going viral now, but this happens a lot more often than you think. Picture this. You are in costume, walking around, doing your job, making magic for everyone, ages young and old, because everyone can enjoy a character. You notice that you are being filmed, which is fine. You are allowed to film characters in Disneyland. Then you notice that this person or group of people is not only filming you for a quick 30-second interaction, they are filming you for the whole duration of the time you are out there. They are following you. Sometimes aren't even saying anything. They are just following you strictly for the content. And then you go to your next set. They're there. And then the next one. And then you're at your last set of the day. And lo and behold, they have come to almost every set and filmed almost every interaction.
So when you see a clean 2-minute clip online, that's a tiny slice. Behind it is a performer being followed from set to set, filmed the entire time, all day. And because roaming characters like Peter Pan and the Evil Queen often don't get a handler, there's frequently nobody there to step in. She also explained the timing problem that makes it worse. A normal character interaction is supposed to be around 90 seconds, but when one guest takes 5 full minutes, a line builds up behind them of families and kids who now expect that same 5 minutes, and the performer only has so much time left in their set. So one person taking up all of a character's time doesn't just make the actor uncomfortable. It quietly ruins the experience for every kid waiting behind them. She was careful to say most respectful regulars are lovely and no problem at all. It's the ones who cross the line that make the job stressful. That's the real story. Not one video. A performer with no protection being followed for hours while the kids who saved up for this wait behind them. So, where does all of this land? Honestly, in a pretty reasonable middle. Tony isn't evil. She's not a dangerous stalker. She's a woman with a strange, very public fixation who has probably convinced herself is harmless. And a lot of what's said about her online is straight up lies. But that doesn't mean we pretend it's all fine. Because the actors have told us, in their own words, that this behavior makes them uncomfortable. And the history of Peter Pan obsession shows exactly where the extreme end goes. So the honest take is the boring one in the middle. Don't harass Tony, don't spread lies about her, but also don't pretend that following performers around and announcing you're in love with them is just normal Disney fun. It's okay to say, kindly, that this is a bit much. There's actually a reason Peter Pan specifically keeps attracting this. He's what's called a face character. Unlike Mickey or a fully masked character, Peter Pan has a real visible face and he can talk and interact directly with you. So he looks exactly like the guy from the movie and he can hold a real conversation. For a kid, that's pure magic, it really is him. But for a small number of adults, that same thing, a real face plus real conversation, is what lets a one-sided attachment grow into something they start to believe is mutual. That's the parasocial trap. You build a whole relationship in your head with someone who is just doing their job. And the face makes it feel real. And really, this was never just about Tony. It's about the fact that we treat people in costumes like they're not fully people. That a real human being doing a paid job gets followed, filmed, touched, and fallen in love with because they happen to be dressed as someone from a movie. That's the actual story. Tony is just the way into it. Now, if you missed the first video, or you want the full background on how this all started, the original breakdown is right here. So let's go back to the beginning and how the whole Peter Pan story first blew up.
What? Whoa! Where did you get this?
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with it?
I wanted to take a picture of you with it.
Okay. Whoa, it's just like you.
It looks like you.
Oh yeah, this is great. What am I supposed to do with it? Okay. Is that what you wanted? Great.
Such a proud future.
You look at my face all the time. I know you stare at me. Because we're best friends, but we're not going to be anything more than that, so don't get any ideas.
A grown man at his job in a costume having to gently tell a woman not to get any ideas. That's a Disney performer playing Peter Pan. And the woman he's saying it to has been showing up to see him once a week for 10 years. Her name online is Tony, and right now the whole internet is arguing about her because what started as a cute Disney video turned into something a lot of people find genuinely disturbing. So let's actually get into it, because the deeper you go, the worse it gets.
We're gonna see if we can finally find Peter Pan and give him his dinosaur today. I think today's the day.
Whoa! Look at this!
It all blew up over one video, 5 minutes long, which is already strange, of Tony walking around the park with Peter Pan handing him a little crocheted duck she made by hand.
What? Whoa! Where did you get this?
I made it.
No, you didn't.
I made it.
This is really nice.
Thanks.
What am I supposed to do with it?
I wanted to take a picture of you with it.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is great. What am I supposed to do with it? Okay. Is that what you wanted? Great.
Such a proud future.
And at first, honestly, it seems sweet. A fan made a gift. But watch how long it goes on. She keeps giving him the duck, he keeps trying to give it back, and it just loops. He asks what he's supposed to do with it. She wants a photo of him holding it. It goes round and round for 5 full minutes, and that's the edited version. People who timed it out figured the real interaction was more like 20 or 30 minutes. And the comments caught something that, once you see it, you can't ignore. This man does not want to be there. You can see it in his face. He's pressed against the wall, looking around, waiting for her to leave. And she just does not get the hint. And then at the end, after all of it, comes the line that made everyone uneasy.
Now we'll see you next week, right?
See you next week. Like it's a standing appointment. That single video hit millions of likes and tens of thousands of comments, and it sent people digging. That's when it stopped being one awkward clip and started being a pattern. Because once people looked at her account, they realized this wasn't new. Tony has been doing this for a decade. Her whole page is Disney, princesses, Marvel, cosplay, all of it. But one character gets the real devotion. She posted a side-by-side of herself with Peter Pan labeled 2016 and 2026. Same park, same pose, 10 years apart. And on her own Instagram, she describes her own milestone as something like 10 plus years and counting, visiting Neverland once a week. Think about that. Once a week for 10 years. Most people go to Disneyland once in their life, maybe once a year if they're lucky. She's been buying tickets every single week for a decade, which adds up to thousands and thousands of dollars, all to see one character. And it's not just showing up. She makes plans with them. In one clip, she gets a performer to promise to have a specific handmade gift ready for her next visit.
I didn't know you were going to feature. Like
want, how about a dinosaur?
Next Tuesday?
Yeah.
A green dinosaur? Like a dino chicken nugget?
Yeah.
I can do that, I can do it.
You will do it?
Next Tuesday.
High five. Oh, yeah. Pinky promise.
Next Tuesday.
You promised.
Promise.
Okay, good.
Green chicken nugget dinosaur.
Yes.
I'll make it for you.
Bye.
She's booking future visits with him, pinky promising a next Tuesday, turning a stranger's job into a standing date on her calendar. And that's the question everyone keeps asking, because this isn't a hobby anymore. When you build 10 years of your actual adult life around visiting a theme park character every week, that's not a fan, that's a fixation. And it goes further than her own posts. People started noticing her in the background of complete strangers videos, random families filming their own Peter Pan meet and greets, and there she is, standing off to the side, waiting. It got to the point where people started spotting her like a game, except instead of a fun cartoon, it's a grown woman staring from the edge of the frame. Once you've seen a few of those, the whole thing tips from odd into unsettling. Now here's the detail that makes this genuinely strange, and it's the part that made me sit up. Disney does not have one Peter Pan. They swap the actors out constantly, sometimes week to week, so over 10 years, that's a lot of different men in that costume. And in Tony's own videos, you can literally watch them change. Different face, different guy, different year, but her energy is exactly the same every single time.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hello, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hey, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony.
That's a compilation of completely different actors, all greeting her because they've all been briefed that this regular is coming. And that's the thing. A normal stalker fixates on one person. Tony doesn't care who's under the costume. She's not there for the man, she's there for Peter Pan, the character, whoever happens to be wearing the outfit that day. And that's what makes it so hard to explain. It would almost make more sense if she'd fallen for one specific actor. Weird, but at least human. Instead, she's attached to the character itself, so strongly that 10 years of different faces hasn't changed a thing. And she treats each new one like it's the first. Same excitement, same pet names, same gifts, as if the man from last year and the man this year are the same person to her. Because in her head, they're all just Peter Pan. That's what people mean when they say this is about the character, not the men themselves. The men are almost interchangeable to her, which is somehow more unsettling than if she'd picked one. And it's not just that she shows up, it's how she acts when she's there. She has a pet name for him. She calls him the Green Bean. She brings him handmade gifts every visit. She talks to him in this couple-coded way, and she's even said that she tries to kiss him when she gives him the gifts. And through all of it, you can watch the performers trying to escape without breaking character.
No, that's not a quick hug. Yes, you look at my face all the time. I know you stare.
You can hear it. He's deflecting, keeping it light, trying to steer it somewhere safe because he's not allowed to do anything else. And if you watch the body language across all these videos, it's the same signals over and over. Stepping back, turning the body away, cutting answers short, giving her a little gift just to create a pause and hopefully end it. There's actually a name for that last one. It's where you go flat and boring on purpose, so the person loses interest and leaves. These performers are doing it instinctively again and again, and she just does not pick up on any of it. Every polite exit signal sails straight over her head, and that's the whole problem. His job is literally to be nice to her, so she reads all of that forced friendliness as the character liking her back, when it really is a trained professional trying to survive the interaction. Okay, let's talk about the things sitting under all of this, because both sides of the internet keep avoiding it. Peter Pan is a child. That's the entire point of the character. He's the boy who never grows up. In the story, he's around 13, a kid forever. It's literally in the name. So when you strip it all down, you have a grown woman in her late 20s who has spent 10 years fixated on a character who is written as a young boy, bringing him gifts, giving him pet names, trying to kiss him, and I know the immediate response is, but he's fictional, he's just a character. And sure, but that doesn't make the fixation any less unsettling, especially when you remember the men playing him are trained to act like a young boy, with the voice and everything, while a grown adult pursues them week after week. And a former performer said it about as plainly as it can be said.
Now, this person was not a child. This person was easily in her late 20s, early 30s, and would come to my line time and time again, asking disturbing questions, asking a little bit SH type questions that the character attendant that was helping me on these sets was quite unsure of how to handle the situation.
That's the part that turns this from funny internet drama into something that genuinely creeps people out. And here's what makes it worse. The performers are completely trapped in the moment. Because this is a job with strict rules, they cannot break character. They can't roll their eyes, they can't say leave me alone, they can't just walk away. They have to smile, stay in it, and keep it moving, no matter how uncomfortable they are. And if they slip, it could cost them the job. And there's a detail that makes them even more exposed. Characters like Peter Pan roam. They walk around the park freely, and a lot of the time they don't have a dedicated handler the way the princesses do. Princesses have a line, a queue, someone watching. A roaming character is often just out there on his own. So if a guest decides to follow him around, there's frequently nobody whose actual job it is to step in. That means for 5, 10, 20 minutes, a performer is stuck being pursued with no way to say stop and no one there to save him. That's not a fun moment. That's someone doing emotional labor they never signed up for about $19 an hour.
Now, the matter at hand. Back to the obsession with Peter Pan. I myself, whilst working at Disney World, had a stalker. She came to my line every single shift that I was Peter Pan, and likely to the other 2 or 3 people that were cast in the role of Peter Pan at the time, and she would continue to circle the queue line over and over and over again to see Peter Pan.
So this isn't a one-off. Joshua describes a woman, not a child, easily in her late 20s or early 30s, who circled his line every single shift, asking disturbing questions that the attendant helping him didn't know how to handle. And here's the key thing. He directly tagged Tony in his video. He didn't name her out loud, but the tag makes it clear who he's talking about. He also made a point that gets right to the core of it. Disney tells performers to say they're best friends with the character so they don't spoil the magic for kids. It's meant for children who should absolutely get to believe. But for a small group of grown adults, that best friend line becomes the exact thing they grab onto and twist into something it was never meant to be. And to his credit, Joshua followed up with a second video asking people to be kind. He said he'd seen that Tony was getting a lot of hate and that we don't know what someone's dealing with mentally or emotionally, so piling on her isn't the answer, which is a fair and decent thing to say. And I agree with it. You can call the behavior disturbing and still not want a real person buried in abuse over it. And if any part of you is still thinking this is harmless, just flip it around. Imagine a grown man going to Disneyland every week for 10 years to follow Cinderella around the park, filming her, bringing her handmade gifts, calling her pet names, trying to kiss her. We would not be calling that a quirky hobby. Nobody would be laughing. It would not be a meme. It would be a police report. And that's the whole point. The only reason this became a funny viral moment instead of a serious one is because the person doing it is a woman and the character is male. Swap the genders and the internet's reaction flips instantly. The behavior is exactly the same. Following someone at their job for a decade who is trained not to be able to tell you to stop. And there's one more group getting hurt here that's easy to forget. The kids. Families save up for a year, sometimes more, for one trip to Disney. Little kids wait in line for their one chance to meet Peter Pan. And every 20 or 30-minute session Tony takes up is time stolen from a child who genuinely believes they're meeting their hero. So it's not a harmless little quirk. It costs the performer and it costs the family standing there watching a grown adult refuse to leave. Now, to be fair, some people have come out defending her, and I'll give you their argument.
Number one question I keep seeing people asking is Tony banned from Disneyland? And the answer to that is no. And anybody that's saying she is, I've seen different versions of this. She's permanently banned, she's banned for 2 weeks. All of those videos are lying to you for clicks. None of them are true. She is not banned from Disneyland. And the reason why she is not banned from Disneyland is because Tony hasn't done anything wrong. Now you're probably saying, but she's been stalking and harassing this guy for 10 years. And while it's true that she has been visiting Peter Pan, the character, not one specific actor, over the course of 10 years, this girl has posted 978 videos across 2 social media accounts. And let's just assume that none of them are doubles, which most of them are. That's still less than 2 videos a week, and not all of them are even with Peter Pan. And it's not like she's meeting the same Peter Pan actor every time or following one guy around. She is meeting the character, and the Peter Pan actors actually like her. There's this crazy misinformation circulating online that Peter Pan is trapped and he has to talk to her if she's there, if he's uncomfortable, and that is simply not true. Peter Pan has the option to exit stage at any time. He can go backstage, he can get a handler. There are so many options that Peter Pan has if he is uncomfortable. The fact that he is leading her around the park should tell you that he is actually engaged in these interactions and participating in them willingly.
Their points are basically these. She's not banned, so she can't have crossed a real line. All of this happens in public, in front of everyone. Interacting with guests is literally what these performers are paid for. And in 10 years, she's posted fewer than 2 videos a week. So it's not as constant as the hate videos make it sound. One defender even argued that if Peter Pan were really uncomfortable, he could exit stage, get a handler, walk away. And look, the not banned part is true, but the rest doesn't really hold up because it ignores the whole point everyone else is making. He can't just walk away in the moment without risking his job. Being paid to be friendly is not the same as consenting to a decade-long pursuit. And the fact that she isn't technically breaking a rule doesn't make 10 years of this okay. It just means Disney hasn't drawn a line yet. And here's the twist that shows this is bigger than one woman. Peter Pan has a history of attracting exactly this. Back in the early 2000s, there was an entire Tumblr subculture built around the specific actors who played Peter Pan at Disneyland. It had a name, the Peter Pandom, and it wasn't about the movie, it was about the men in the costume. There was one performer fans nicknamed Spilling Peter, with whole blogs dedicated to him, people making edits and writing stories about him, and it went where these things always go. Some fans started following the actor outside the park and digging into his private life until it affected his ability to do his job. Former performers have shared even darker versions.
I'm a former Disney character performer, and a lot of people are asking me my thoughts on this Peter Pan girl situation, and my take is that it is inappropriate. I know not everyone's going to see it that way. It doesn't seem nefarious. She's going up to this character, she's giving him gifts, but this is very similar to something that I saw happen when I worked there. Let's remember that these character stalkers, it tends to escalate and get worse through time. So I'm going to give you some examples of things that happened while I was there. The first one, the one that reminds me of this the most, is someone that was obsessed with a character, and it was Luke Skywalker. Yeah, so during Star Wars weekends, this woman would come to the park every day. She came to the park other days too, but she was at studios and to meet Luke Skywalker. And it started with being obsessed with Luke Skywalker. This woman changed her last name to Skywalker, but it evolved and her behavior got worse and worse.
So where does this leave us? With something that's a lot less funny than the memes make it look. This is a woman who has spent 10 years and thousands of dollars pursuing a character, not a person, a character written as a young boy, at the workplace of men who are contractually forbidden from telling her to stop. And the internet turned it into a joke, mostly because she's a woman, when the exact same behavior from a man would have people calling the police. Now, 2 things need saying because both creators who covered this said them too. Do not send Tony hate or death threats. And do not go digging up the actors' private lives or harassing them. That helps nobody. And the performers especially did nothing wrong. You can find this deeply strange and still not pile on a real person. But strange it is. Because at the center of all of it is a simple, uncomfortable truth. A parasocial fixation stopped living in someone's head and started showing up at a stranger's job every week for 10 years. And the person paying the price for it is a guy in a green costume who just wanted to do his job. So what do you think? Harmless Disney adult or something that genuinely needs to stop? Tell me in the comments. I read them all and I'll see you in the next one.